Hi everybody, it is April and I'm in my craft room, and today we're going to make art. If you've watched my channel at all, you know that I love panels. I don't always know what to do with the panels, but I do love purchasing them. Oftentimes I'll put them in a quilt, but I had a thought of making panel art. So I gave it a little whirl with just a small canvas and a small piece of fabric, and this is what I created. So from there, I went on to create this. It is a full-size panel, and I adhered it to this canvas, and it looks like artwork that you would buy at like Kirkland's or Hobby Lobby. Now I'm going to show you how you can do the same thing. Most stores like Hobby Lobby and Joann's and your big box stores, even Walmart I think, sell blank canvases. And they're actually for painting. But in this instance, I'm not going to paint a thing. I'm going to let my fabric do the work for me. You will need some art canvas. I guess you could do it not already on the frame, but all of mine that I've done so far, I've done on the frame. Mod Podge, and I am using the gloss luster. There's also a matte, so if you don't want yours shiny at all, you could use the matte. Staple gun, so you can wrap your fabric around the back and staple it to the frame. I have a brush. It's one of those craft sponge foamy brushes. Oftentimes you can find them at the dollar store in packs of multiple. And I think that's it. I've also used a little hammer that I got for Christmas from my mother-in-law. And it has a screwdriver and a hammer, and it's a nice size. So if my staple gun doesn't put my staples all the way in the wood, I just use this to pound them in. And of course you need a fabric panel. For this video, I'm going to use a smaller fabric panel. Iron it as well as you can. I didn't want to put any starch or anything on it because I wasn't sure how that would mix in with the Mod Podge. So I ironed it and got the wrinkles out that I could. I would start with a smaller project simply because it's easier to work with, and then work your way up to the larger project just so you get your feet wet first. I'm going to take my Mod Podge, and there is nothing neat and tidy about this. You can be as messy, or you can be neat and tidy if you want to be. Take my little brush, dip it in, and then I'm just going to cover my canvas with a nice layer of Mod Podge. It doesn't have to be a lot. I just want to make sure that I get it all over. And this will help the fabric stick to the canvas. Whoops, and now I got Mod Podge on my fabric. Doesn't matter, I'm gonna put Mod Podge on it anyway. I'm also going to put it on the sides because I want my canvas to go all the way around. And the good thing is with these wood frames, you can hold on to the middle of the frame and paint around the outside edge. I think I've gotten every edge. I should probably have something on my craft table, but you know, what is the fun in that? So now I'm going to take my fabric and I'm going to put it on the way that I want it to be on the canvas, and then kind of press down, rub, and get out any creases. Again, if there's a crease or a bubble, it is not that big a deal to me because it just makes it look more authentically painted in my mind. And now I'm going to do the same thing I did before, only I'm going to paint on top of the fabric. Paint the middle first, and that way you can work any bubbles out. Also, it dries pretty quick on the bottom. So make sure if you've got any places, especially like where the fabric was folded and there might be a seam there, just work it out by stretching the fabric out. Do not leave really thick bubbles because they will dry white. Ask me how I know. So smooth it out, but you can leave brush strokes. Just don't leave thick white Mod Podge. So here, see how that's pretty thick and white? Just spread it out. It is going to be white, but it will dry clear. Just spread it out, and I kind of, you know, make it look like brush strokes because that's how it's going to dry. And with having glue or Mod Podge on both sides, then you pick up the texture of the canvas, making it even look more like a painted picture. You can also use your fingers to rub out any creases. And make sure you go around the edge because this again is like glue, so that will help it stick to your canvas. All right, let's let this dry and I'll come back and show you how to finish it up. Our Mod Podge is dry. Look how pretty. It's almost like it even got darker. Doesn't that look great? So now we want to finish what we're doing because we've got this extra here. And if you notice, it did wrap around and it did stick. This is where your handy dandy stapler comes in. All I'm going to do on this one, because it didn't wrap all the way around, is I'm going to pull the fabric around and staple it. And this is where my new hammer comes into play. You can get rid of a little extra aggression, and you can make sure that that staple is nice and in the wood so it doesn't get any marks on your wall. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull. I'm going to do this on these 3 here. I'm telling you, it releases aggression. It's awesome. And look, isn't it pretty? It looks like a picture. It was easy. And it's just, I'm shocked at how pretty they look. Have a great day, eat some chocolate, and be kind to everyone. Until next time, bye. For this particular, and of course my furnace kicks on. And look, it looks like a picture. It is so pretty, and it is upside down. Until next week, until next year, until the next time I'm on, until the next time I can remember what I was going to say.